friends. I hope you are having a wonderful week so far. In this, the final week of the Jewish calendar. So I am here today with a special occasion wrap inspired by Rosh Hashanah. And then I have a little bit of an announcement at the end of the video. So I did this wrap or something very much like it when I went to the Renaissance Festival a couple weeks ago. I love the Maryland Renaissance Festival. I've been going since I was a kid, and I still like to go several times in the year. So I'm thinking about doing a video talking about some of my Renaissance Festival outfits, and in particular how I dress modestly at the Renaissance Festival. If that's something that you'd be interested in, let me know. But yeah, so I did something very much like this to wear to the Renaissance Festival, and then I thought that it would be, with the colors adjusted, a really phenomenal wrap for Hag. So if you aren't Jewish, on Rosh Hashanah we eat foods that are round to symbolize the cyclical nature of the year, and we eat foods that are sweet so that we have a sweet and prosperous new year. And so apples and honey are one of the most iconic combinations that we eat during the Jewish New Year, and so this is what I'm going to call the apples and honey wrap because of the colors used. So first I'm going to get started with my gold shimmery scarf. I definitely recommend using a shimmery for this wrap if you have one, because we're showing off the fringes and they're just so particularly lovely on this scarf. But any other sparkly scarf with fringes should also work. So I'm going to put this on my head about evenly. And I recommend, if you have a larger head, that you do it very evenly. Because I want my second end to be a little bit shorter, I'm going to scooch it off to one side, but again, that's really only if you have a little head like I do. And you can play around with this wrap and decide how long you want your fringes to be in the end. So, because this is going to come up and over my head, and the fringes are going to hang. So that's feeling pretty good for me, and it is going to be a little bit shorter because I'm going to be rope twisting it. But yes, now is the time to adjust your wrap. You can make this end as long or as short as you would like it to be. And then with my other end of the scarf, I'm just going to bring it up to complete the V. And wrap it around and eventually tuck in my ends to the pocket. So as you can see, I'm going around almost 2 times because this is a rather long scarf and I have a rather small head, but it will probably look a little bit different on you if you have a differently sized head. All right, I do want my fringes tucked in, nice and tidy. And then next, I am going to go in with this rust golden Israeli tickle, which I thought really, like, this looks like an apple to me. This looks like a, what kind? Not a Red Delicious, because Red Delicious are very red, but not particularly delicious. So all I've done to get this sort of pleated looking scarf is I started by just folding my square scarf into a triangle, thusly. And then I am going to fold it about in half, so that it now looks like this. So I've got the point just barely hung in there, and then I am going to continue to fold in half that way. So I'm going to bring that down to cover the point, so it looks like this. And then I am going to give it one final fold, bring it down, so that I end up with a sash that looks like this. I think that's the tidiest way to fold these golden Israeli tickles into a sash. So then that is going to go on my head also, nice and evenly, and I am going to crisscross it in the back. If you want to tie it, you can. I don't think that it needs it. And then this side is just going to hang out for a minute. And this side I am going to start twisting, and I am going to bring them towards the front with this twist. I think that's what I want to do. I've done this because usually I twist away from my face, and it'll make a difference when we get to the top. You'll see why. But I am just going to twist that all the way down until I get, ooh, somehow one of my fringes got out. All right, let's retwist that. Let's retwist that, keep that nice and tidy. And then I'm going to take the end of my sash here and my twist here, bring them up and over my head, and I'm going to cross the twist towards the front of my face and tie that off in a knot. And yes, that is the correct way that I wanted to finish it, because I am then going to take this tail and I am going to just wrap it around, and you'll see that it just blends in with the scarf that is part of the twist, and it just kind of looks like it vanished. And then once you get to the end, you can just sort of tuck it in between the two scarves, and that'll stay beautifully. And then I have one end over here, and he can just get tucked underneath that end of the scarf. And so here is the base wrap. So you do see that my fringes shortened up a little bit. I think this is a great length to have it. It's dramatic looking, but it's not really in my way. If it's warm, this isn't going to be sticking to my neck or making me like extra hot. And then I would recommend finishing it off with some kind of accessory. So this is the funky framework pin from Rapunzel. So that I think is a really wonderful option. You can just stick it in there. And I think that looks absolutely beautiful. So this is what it looks like from the front, from the side, from the back, and the other side. And you could really do this with any combination of scarves at all, as long as you have one long scarf with fringe and a square scarf that is, you know, about this size. You could do this with any combination that suited you. I was curious whether this might also work with the Rapunzel infinity clasp. I think it would. Similarly, just kind of pop that over and see. I'm hoping it won't be too thick. There's not like a ton of room in these. So just stick that underneath, being nice and gentle because I don't want to stick it through my shimmery scarf. Very easy to tear. And I think, yeah, that works. I think that works beautifully as well. So really any accessory that you wanted to put up here, you could, whether it's a clasp like this or a pin like the other one. So that does it for the wrap. Now, in terms of announcements, this is very likely going to be my final video of the calendar year, because I have taken a work assignment, a temporary assignment overseas. I am leaving the week after Rosh Hashanah, and I will not be back for several months. And where I'm going, I am not going to have terribly reliable internet access. I'm not going to say exactly where I'm going to be for privacy reasons, but I'm very excited about my trip, and I really want to make sure that I am focusing on my trip while I am there. And so I have made the decision to temporarily step away from content creation, especially here on YouTube. So I might still be posting occasionally on Instagram. You might see me occasionally on the Rapunzel social media channels. But in terms of YouTube videos, I might be able to squeak in one more video before I go, but if not, then I will see you all in January. So I hope that you have a wonderful holiday season, whether you are celebrating it now or in December or any time in between. I hope you enjoyed this wrap. That is a wrap for me, possibly for the year. So until next time, thank you so much for watching.